his third season in the league.
And he was absolutely sensational throwing the football all year long, better than 40 touchdown passes. That means he made good decisions, and his team trusted him with the ball. So I can't imagine a scenario in this game where they changed their philosophy. If they trusted him in the regular season, they're going to trust him now and let him turn it loose.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And some room to run now. That good for 22 and a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Burton. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. To throw on 2nd down. Burton. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Back to throw. Burton. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Back to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When those extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Blankenship's kick is good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And there's really no underestimating or downplaying the incredible regular season he had throwing the football. When you throw for over 5,000 yards, that's a monster season. He's got an offense that's certainly capable of doing damage in the postseason as well. But he also understands that defense tends to win championships in the playoffs. He wants to find a way to set that aside and advance his team.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Wilson. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. On the move past the 40. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Here's Wilson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The kick by Bass is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And, you know, listen, there's 2 ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burton. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Burton. And a quick throw here. That's complete. So 5 yards here. 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Brian Burns showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. To throw on 3rd down. Burton. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Back to throw. Burton. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 34-yard line. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, they're likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throwing on 1st down. Burton. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hines. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. To throw on 2nd down. Burton finds Hines again for the completion. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
This is Hines. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. He'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Chris Godwin, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bucs have moved out in front. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Kadarius Toney going to elect to bring this one out. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never walk in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down. They gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
On second down, Cook. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as the tackle made here at the 36. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Again, it's Cook, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a third down and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on third and 12. Looking to throw. Burton. And this is going to be incomplete. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep is Kadarius Toney. This is brought in at the 21. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it will be the Panthers' ball, first and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. Here's Wilson to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
First down, here's the run with Cook. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. Now it's Wilson. This one goes underneath to Walker. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Back to Walker on first down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now Wilson on second down. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Here's Wilson. Walker with a grab, left side. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Wilson's throw caught by Tony. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by Sean Murphy Bunting. And the Buccaneers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burton. Burton brings it in over the middle. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Burton over the middle to Evans. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. To throw on 2nd down, Burton looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st down, Burton throwing the out route and complete. It's Foster. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
They run again on 1st down, Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burton. Left side here. That's complete to Godwin. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in this 1st half of the NFL playoffs. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Burton. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Cook again. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll run the screen with Moss. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Blankenship's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On 2nd and inches, Wilson flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And complete, right side to Cook. Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. Right back to Cook for another completion. So we come up a look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. And the Panthers ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. That's incomplete. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive, Burton. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll run a draw now with Moss. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
throwing on first down. Burton. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 46-yard line.
To throw on second down, Burton. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yes, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Moss on the give up the middle. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. Burton. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Rashawn Gary just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So the lead extended. I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you said, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
The Panthers now set to take over offensively. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now Wilson on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. On second down, it's Walker. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Now, during that run, an injury here, we got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wilson. That pass complete to Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trait in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Wilson,
wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Looking for Tony on the out route, and he's got him. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A give for Walker running right. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And that is no good. And the deficit will hold pat at 13. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. They'll start on the ground with Moss. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They'll go again here with Moss. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Looking to throw. Burton eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Panthers.
Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson dancing to his left.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to get a little more focus moving forward.
On 1st down, Wilson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, and this is Cook with and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll go with the option. Coming right. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
Throwing is Wilson. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. And your line's called out to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. And he comes back with one complete.
And the Panthers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw. And nice work after the throw. And they're set up now for the first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a first carry for their fullback. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. A 4-yard gain brings up second and goal.
It's Wilson on the option.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the lead is down to 10 now at 16-6.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Back now comes Tampa Bay.
And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll bring up second down.
1 yard gain brings up
Back to throw. Burton.
He'll swing this out to Moss.
And down he'll go at the 25. One quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. The Bucs on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for this with Moss.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Burton.
He'll dump that one off to Moss, complete.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
On second down, here's a run with Moss.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
Third down, here's a run by Moss.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Burton. Over the middle, complete. That's Chambers. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
4 yards on the pickoff. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw. Burton. He completes it to Evans.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. This drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Back to throw. Burton looking middle, and that's complete.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Burton. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a first. Operating from the gun. Burton.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Carolina offense about ready to go. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10.
Flush, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Shaquille Barrett buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot. To try again after the sack. Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Off play action. Burton.
Throw left side, hauled in by Otten.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. 3rd and 7 now. Back to throw. Burton.
A quick pass here to Godwin. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burton. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are right back in this football game.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Vita Vea, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr.
And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to...